Have you seen the latest on Greenland? Donald Trump is completely serious on Greenland. Like totally dead serious. In the old days, back in 2016, he used to talk about it when he was in office and he kind of joked about it, and Denmark was not too happy. And so he kind of played it off as not so serious. Well, this is the second time, right? Like he's been to this, he's seen this movie before. He's serious, like really, really, really serious. I want to show you what he was saying there at the White House today, all as J.D. Vance and his wife Usha went and toured Greenland.
We need Greenland, very importantly, for international security. We have to have Greenland. It's not a question of, do you think we can do without it? We can. If you look at Greenland right now, if you look at the waterways, you have Chinese and Russian ships all over the place. And we're not going to be able to do that. We're not relying on Denmark or anybody else to take care of that situation.
No, we're going to do it ourselves. Like, why do you want to be relying on Denmark? I don't think Denmark likes us very much. I know they don't like me. I said something that they took out of context once, and they went crazy. Like, literally, like I was the lead on their nightly news. I'm like, gosh, guys, like have a sense of humor, for goodness sakes. Me in Denmark. But anyway, now it's going to be Trump in Denmark or JD in Denmark. I think they've gone after him too. They got quite a little attack dog. You know, you don't mess with the Danes, the Great Danes. They're like those big dogs, right? Quite vicious when they want to be. Here's JD.
There's a lot of criticism from Denmark, a lot of attacks at the Trump administration, at the president, at me, at others in our administration for saying the obvious, which is that Denmark hasn't done a good job at keeping Greenland safe. And you know, one of the things I heard was, well, what about the many Danes who lost their lives in the war on terror fighting alongside the United States? Well, look, we obviously honor the sacrifice of our Danish friends in the war on terror 20 years ago, just as, for example, the French honor the sacrifice of Americans in Normandy 80 years ago. But recognizing that there are important security partnerships in the past does not mean that we can't have disagreements with allies in the present about how to preserve our shared security for the future. And that's what this is about. There is no amount of bullying, no amount of obfuscating, no amount of confusing the issue. Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is. It's consistent with the first Trump administration, where you saw significant investments in Arctic security, and it will continue over the next 4 years under President Trump's leadership.
So, yeah, he's serious. I'm telling you, like he's always wanted this, and I get it, because it's actually vital from a security standpoint. And he's making the point that it's vital for world security. Well, you don't have to hear it from me. You can actually hear it from Putin. This is kind of funny. I don't speak Russian. I speak a lot of languages, but no Russian, so I'll have to translate this for you. Here he is at a summit today saying, yeah, President Trump's pretty serious about Greenland.
Достаточно сказать, все об этом хорошо знают, о планах Соединенных Штатов Америки по присоединению Гренландии. Но, вы знаете, это только на первый взгляд может кого-то удивить. И глубоко ошибочно полагать, что это какие-то экстравагантные разговоры новой американской администрации. Ничего подобного. На самом деле...
Because Donald Trump does want Greenland. Yeah. I want to go to a guest on Fox News just a short time ago that was talking actually, again, about the importance strategically of Greenland. Like, this place does matter, guys. It matters.
Thank you, Rich. To break down the vice president's Greenland trip, let's bring in co-host of the Big Money Show on Fox Business, Brian Brenberg. Great to have you, Brian. So, you know, a lot of people sort of speculated that when Trump first floated this, that this was just kind of him stirring the pot. But you really do get sort of the impression that it might be more than that.
Well, he's very serious about it. I mean, America's been in some ways serious about it for a long time. Harry Truman back in 1951 said we've got to have a presence in Greenland. That's why we have a presence in Greenland right now, thanks to World War II. But there's so many economic and strategic military reasons to be there. We've talked about many of them. Economically, I mean, the Northwest route that you have, the Arctic route, has increased shipping volume by 700% over the last 10 years. So there's a lot more stuff going through there. You've got a huge military strategic significance. I mean, China 10 years ago said, we want to be a polar power. Okay, Russia already is a polar power. 50% of the shoreline is Russian shoreline. These guys are investing in icebreakers. I mean, they're not waiting back. They're not talking about Greenland, but they are talking about that part of the world where everybody is very close. And so, you know, what does it mean in terms of our involvement with Greenland? I don't know what that partnership's going to look like. But if you're not talking about Greenland right now in this globe, economically and militarily, strategically, you are missing almost everything. It is the spot that has to be determined from a geopolitical basis.
Yeah, and it really is.
He's not wrong. Okay, so Greenland matters because, again, from a shipping standpoint, you got China, you got Russia. Like, you want to have, you don't want that all shut down, right? Imagine if we can't get things through there. So that's the thinking behind it. And he feels like ultimately this will be protecting the world. So when you look at what went on in the market today and you see this giant sell-off, part of it, you know, may be people saying, oh my gosh, like I don't want us to be doing this in Greenland. I'm just going to say something like, let's be realists. Let's be adults. People are freaking out about, okay, he's going to tariff European cars that are coming in. Shouldn't we want American cars to have a more competitive advantage? I mean, look, I'm all for free markets, right? And everybody should produce the best car they possibly can. But look what it's done to American jobs. I've said over and over again, the problem that we have is that none of these administrations have been looking out for the US of A. They've been looking out for corporations who are so happy, right, to outsource everything. They can outsource it cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And by the way, we get a, excuse my French, crappier and crappier product as a result. But what if you actually make it here? And then you employ people here. And you have that industry here. Industry, which is actually kind of important from a national security standpoint, not to mention an economic standpoint. So I think what he's doing actually makes a whole lot of sense. You want to tell me it's fair that we send something overseas, they charge a tariff on our goods, they send something here and we don't? Like, that's not very fair. That's just a giveaway to them. No, it's not fair. And so it needs to change. And hey, you know what would be great? If nobody charged any tariffs, and then you'd really have something fair. Anyway, I'm a big believer in the economic policy of this administration. I'm excited for what they're doing. I just look at our portfolios there at 76 Research. I'm proud of them. Look at that success. 5 to 10 stocks in each one of them. You can learn more at 76portfolios.com. We got resilience. We got inflation protection. We got an income builder because hopefully you're going to retire one day, right? So go check that out, you guys. There's a lot of reasons to be investing in the market right now. If you're not ready to put your money to work in stocks, go to 76research.com and just sign up with code word dollar for my investment newsletter there. We actually just put out a piece, Rob and I, today, given the market sell-off. I actually bought. I went, you know, when the market goes down, I'm like, well, what are people thinking? Like, really? You want to bet against this team? You want to bet against America? Oh, I get it. There's a lot of people that want to do that, including a whole lot of Hollywood actors that are not only betting against America, they're like leaving America entirely.